Good morning, everyone. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching with today's video, which is another seasonal t-shirt quilt that I've made. And I'd like to share the quilt and then share the covering that I put on it. And the funny thing is, where I had 7 shirts and a bunch of badges to do the Eagle Scout quilt, well, this time I had about 30 t-shirts, and that was just amazing. A box and a bag and another bag. And you say, well, how did that happen? Well, when this girl was little, her mom started a box in the basement. Talk about thinking ahead. And as the shirts were outgrown, she would put them down in the box. And then one day her daughter said, now I can't wear this shirt anymore. Where do I put it? And she told her where the box was. And from then on, she put them down there herself. So I'd like to share the quilt and its covering. This is the finished quilt, and I started with all of those shirts, and they were 15 inches wide, and so I went with 15 by 15. Well, that made it very nice and large already, so that I had it was already going to be, 4 would be 60 inches, and then the next I had 5 down, so it really got long quick. And it was a lot of fun, and I had one that really led me on a problem, because the one over there that's Beauty and the Beast has a list of the kids that were in the theater. In Social Circle, we have a community theater, and one of the things they do a great job with is working with the children, and every year they have something in there, and the t-shirts had just small parts on the front, so I was able to put those together to make a block, like 2 shirts to make a block, and that helped me a lot, because otherwise this would really be big, or somebody have to make some hard decisions. And when I had them laid out, I decided I didn't need sashing, because I tried 3 different colors. I tried dark gray, light gray, and black, and boy, it just didn't work. So I slid them together, and they fit so well. But my problem was I had taken the theater shirts, which were put together shirts, and had it on the bottom row. And my son was over, and I said, I don't like that. And he said, well, did you put it in the middle? And I thought, well, how about that? Because most everything I had been doing had only 4 rows with it. And as soon as I slid those shirts up in the middle, the quilt just looked complete. So if you ever work on something like this, then just don't give up. Just keep trying and working with it. And since it was for a girl, I had the fun of just coming up with a flower and doing that as my decoration all over the shirt. And then the next part was, I had spotted this fabric, and some of you probably would have seen it on Connecting Threads, and it's the fabric that I chose. And I actually had the fabric before I ever started the quilt, because I knew there was going to be a theater component to this, and I wanted something that was really neat. So I'm going to flip over the back part of it. And just look at that. I mean, it was just neat. And it just brought it together, and then I just used that as the simple binding around the outside edge. Now I want to show you the covering I made. And this all started because I had a couple of very special projects, like the one that had the antique vintage butterflies in it. And I thought, I just want to do something else. And plus I had some blocks left. And that got me started. So I started out making simple pillowcase coverings that you could put the quilt in. And then I did something that had the folding sides, so it would be like a mail carrier bag. And then this time I had a different set of problems, because I only had a smaller part of that backing material left, which I wanted to use. So this is the back of it. I just used plain material. You'll see on one end there's the Velcro. You're going to see that come up. And then I have ties, a couple of ties in there. Now, this quilt's big, so I wasn't going to be able to make something that I was going to slide it into. So what I did, I'll show you though how the outside looks. Is that just crazy? And that part in there, that's the first time that I've used the leftover t-shirts to help me make a covering for the quilt. I mean, yeah, and there were my 2 colored panels on the bottom. And they were just started with those because that was what I had left. And so my plan is to take the quilt, and it won't matter which way you fold it. You've got some choices when you get ready. And this is going to go in, and the ties, once you get it situated, the ties are going to come up. Then you tie it. There's only 2 ties, one on each side. And then that Velcro piece we saw is going to come over there and hook in. And the funny thing was I had it folded another way so I could move my Velcros. So it might be that I want to go ahead and put another set of Velcro, just the one piece that'll fit on there and it can fold over. And it works a lot of different ways. You can tell this is a more fabric, but I had it folded another way, and that it really made it go together and fit. And so that'll be a way that she can protect it when if she goes on a trip or if she's gone and she wants to put it up. This is Stephanie at Hightower Stitching. Once you start doing some things like the quilting the t-shirts and things, you use your brain to come up with ideas to make them work. It's not one of those where you're given a pattern of how to do it. But I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to them getting this quilt for graduation. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit like.